and your wisdom in driving this process. Mr. President, again, on behalf of my delegation and I, to thank you very, very sincerely for making us feel at home in Guinea Bissau. Your Excellency, the people-to-people relations will be enhanced if we can facilitate movement of people. Your Excellency, when you and colleagues bestowed on me the responsibility to look at the reform of the African Union institutions, I have had occasion to brief you on the areas that we consider a priority to make our African Union a fit-for-purpose organization to drive the integration, the enterprise, and the working together for purposes of prosperity of the people of our region. We need a much stronger, much more effective executive. We need a reformed parliament that will provide oversight and accountability. We definitely need an African Court of Justice to help adjudicate on all matters relating to our union. And as was proposed by President Nana Akufo-Addo, we need to strengthen and to build and to ratify the African Union financial institutions, including the Africa Central Bank, the Africa International Monetary Fund, the Africa Investment Bank, and the Pan-African Insurance Agency to facilitate the trade, the development, the movement in our continent. Your Excellency, it was also proposed during our last meeting that it is now necessary for us to have an annual Africa Economy and Investment Forum, whereas the people of this continent, with our governments and other institutions, can have a forum where we can showcase our huge potential of investments and opportunities for the rest of the world to work with us to unlock the tremendous potential that exists in this continent. And I want to thank you, my brother, for what you're doing in West Africa. I want to commend you on the fight against drug trafficking, terrorism, and unconstitutional changes of government in our continent. Your Excellency, your commitment and courage to take on drug traffickers is commendable, and I want to give you my assurance that Kenya is going to work with you to deal with the drug menace, because it is destroying our young people, destroying our population, and creating unnecessary insecurity in our region. Finally, let me thank you for agreeing to participate in the World Bank's 21st International Development Association, which will be held in Nairobi between 28 and 29. Again, for us as people in the global south, as people in the developing economies, to have a candid conversation on our priorities with our multilateral development banks on raising concessional resources to underwrite and support the development of our economies, of our countries, and of our region. It will be an important occasion for us to set the correct priorities for our continent, and I'm looking forward, Mr. President, to your participation, your insights, your ideas, your suggestions, and your wisdom in driving this process. Mr. President, again, on behalf of my delegation and I, to thank you very, very sincerely for making us feel at home in Guinea Bissau. Your Excellency, the people-to-people relations will be enhanced if we can facilitate movement of people, of goods, of services across borders. As I have informed you, we have removed all visa requirements for travelers, citizens, including those of Guinea Bissau. They can now travel to Kenya without requirement of any visa, as are other citizens traveling to Kenya. I will also consider, Your Excellency, your request to explore possibilities of Kenya Airways, which now flies to Dakar, which is 30 minutes away from here, to look at possibilities of including Guinea-Bissau as part of their footprint in travel across West Africa as a mechanism of enhancing mobility, integration, movement of people in our continent as we collectively support the Africa Continental Free Trade Area mechanism that will support trade in our region. Let me thank you most sincerely for extending an invitation to me to make a state visit to this great country of Guinea-Bissau. Remembering, Your Excellency, that you visited us in the year 2022, you paid a state visit to Kenya, in which 3 instruments were signed of cooperation between our 2 governments and our 2 nations. My coming here, Your Excellency, is to underscore the importance Kenya attaches to partnerships and collaboration around our continent, more specifically with Guinea-Bissau. Your Excellency, the instruments that were signed in agriculture, in the blue economy, in security, and in the other fields are a clear testimony of our commitment to build a stronger bond of friendship between our 2 countries. And I want to thank you on my behalf, my family, my delegation, for the very warm welcome that has been extended to us in this great city of Bissau. Your Excellency, as you have said correctly, there is scope for Kenya and Guinea-Bissau to explore greater possibilities of trade, of investment, and of business between our 2 nations, Kenya in the East Coast and Guinea-Bissau in the West Coast. Our Chamber of Commerce and your business community will shortly be exploring opportunities to sign an MOU so that our business people can begin to explore opportunities of investment both in Kenya and in Guinea-Bissau. We have opportunity to export tea, coffee, many other agricultural products into this region. We have opportunity to work together, Mr. President. I want to confirm to you that Kenya is going to support Guinea-Bissau in training of your personnel in the spaces of security, in the space of hospitality, in the medical space. And as I have told you, over the next 5 years, Kenya is offering 100 scholarships for the different disciplines, Your Excellency, you will choose and your government, so that we can support the human capital development that will support the development of Guinea Bissau as a brotherly nation to the Republic of Kenya.